Episode 3, Be on the Couch. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Welcome back.
Cheers, mate. How have you been the last week? What's been going on?
Well, nothing really. No football because of the rain.
Yeah, it's been shit.
Yeah, so it's cancelled all the games and all the training. I've been doing a lot of gym work. So
No, you haven't.
the team do a lot of gym work in the office.
What do you do?
Yeah, I work, buddy. It's a long travel for me to go to do a gym session. It's like an hour and 40 minutes to get to Burley. How bad the traffic is.
That's so bad.
So they let me stay home and they let me do gym work at home. So
yeah, good.
But sometimes I just come here and do podcasts with you instead.
Well, that's more important. That's one of the things you just mentioned with when a coach is like, we have gym, and you drive an hour for a 30-minute session, and then like you can go home. It's so frustrating. I think the best coaches will be like, don't worry about it. Like Kev at Strikers, you always be like, boys, don't, like, if you're a bit older, it's a bit of far drive, you'd be like, don't worry about coming, and you'd be buzzing from it.
Oh yeah, it comes when you travel longer than you actually play or even train. Yeah, it's pointless. We do a lot this year. We've gone in and we've done 45-minute sessions, which it's like, for like 3 hours of travelling for 45 minutes is a waste of time, really, when you think about it. But when you have trouble getting onto the field all the time, you're just trying to do something. But
you got to do something.
You are, because most players, like, you can tell the ones that actually do stuff than the outside of football, and a lot of players don't. When it comes to that time, it's like, I'll do it, or I know a few players that drive around with their phone and their Strava's on and they're doing,
100%.
I've got to do 5K.
Are you talking about me?
Well, I'm just doing the one that you sent me to use.
I think there was one in COVID when everyone had to log runs with the team and they had to be like, can you, and I remember getting a message from you being like, has anyone got a 3K run they can send me from Strava? So I think you messaged me, Pengas, a few other players.
Oh, this is during the group chat.
The group chat, saying, has anyone got a 3K run I can send in? And luckily, all the boys had just done one, so you were fine.
I know they did. I got about 10 Strava runs sent to me, and
just pick the quickest.
I tried. Well, no, I didn't. I didn't want to ruin my score for next week. But I did take a photo. But I always use the my apps. I can't download the app on my phone, and
that's a good one.
And so I'm not very good at electronics, and I never, to be honest, I never was. Like, I'm not really that. Only recently I've really sort of learned how to use social media and post. Yeah. And even post on Facebook and do all that sort of stuff. To learn. So now it's not really an excuse, but it was always, I don't know how to do electronics.
It's a good excuse. It works. But we've been struggling recently with the fantasy that we've launched. Obviously, games went ahead.
Mate, it's going to be very difficult to keep track of, isn't it?
It is. So we're going to have to do some double game weeks. I'm going to be working hard in the admin room.
We're going to have to get you going.
It's going to be rough.
It was, and I think even this weekend could be another washed out fixture, at least for some games. I think we should still prepare for some of the games. I think some games will still be on. So this week, I don't know if we have the fixtures up here or anything yet.
Yeah, we got the fixtures.
Yeah.
So we've got the fixtures on the screen. So we have Gold Coast United versus Brisbane Royal Youth. That'd be good for you. You might actually get a win.
Yeah. What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying you might actually
get won 2 games out of 3. But I actually think we might be postponed this weekend.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. Obviously, I work on the Gold Coast. It's been raining all week, so it's going to be tough to get a game.
It's been miserable, mate.
Game going. We've got the big, obviously, blockbuster, Penn Power versus Gold Coast Knights, and Moreton City Excelsior versus Queensland Lions. 2 big games. So hopefully we get some football, but I imagine it's both going to be cancelled.
Well, they'll be good to watch. Saturday, 6 and 7. Definitely Penn Power and Knights is top 2 teams this year. That'll be a good game. Penn Power's pitch should be able to host the game as well. Yeah. So that'll be a good thing to watch.
Yeah. Finals preview.
Yeah, definitely. And then the other results: Brisbane City, St George Willawong. I'm unsure if Brisbane City have had a lot of rain, but that'll be a good game.
And Olympic versus Wolves.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good game. So I think we're going to have to pick our players this week. And looking at the fixtures this week, I'll start with my striker. I'll go first with the striker.
Yeah, you go first.
Yours. I'll go with Luke Francis, the winner Wolves striker.
Good choice.
Yeah, against Olympic. Sunday night game, actually. Will he be motivated for that?
I think it's cool at the moment. It's not too hot. So it should be alright. It should be good.
Yeah, so I'll put him in me as his striker role. Centre midfield, I'll do Jesse Rigby.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think he's going to, score a goal this weekend, maybe.
He does pop up off corners.
He does pop up?
Yeah, he loves getting in the mix, getting hold of the keeper. And he's decent. He's scored a few.
It might deflect off him. It might deflect off him. Yeah. So I'll put him as midfield. Probably not the best selection to start off with a midfield.
Does he remind you of Gimli from Lord of the Rings? He's a bit Gimli-esque, isn't he? I think that's what helps him. I think he just swings his hammer and hits it, but good on him. He's a good lad. Good lad, friend of the podcast.
Yeah, you're only saying that because you're not playing anymore.
Well, I can say it. He's not going to tackle me. I'm buzzing.
No. So, yeah, Rigby in midfield. I'll go Morton Bay.
Yeah.
And tall centre-back.
Declan Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he might get on and score a header against the Lions, boys. They'll be up for it, Morton Bay.
He's good too because he can actually see the top of a fridge. He's massive. No one else sees up there. He actually can see what's going on up there. He's the only one I know. So who's your goalkeeper?
Thanks is cool, lad. And the goalkeeper, and I'll go with Brisbane City's keeper. I think it's Riley Stent.
Yeah,
I think that's who the goalkeeper is there. So I will go with Brisbane City, and hopefully they keep a clean sheet. That's every team, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. You're done. Yeah,
done. Good. Who are you going to be selected? 4 players.
Oh well, I think Eastern Suburbs where Sunny Coast Wanderers. Sunny Coast aren't actually having the best season so far, so I think I'll go Ben Holiday from Eastern Suburbs, coming fresh off his little A-League stint. Now he's back at the NPL, so he should be very fit, very quick.
Ready to fire, won't he?
Be a bit too much. He'll be ready to fire and get it going.
Ready to fire and get it going. He's a striker, is he?
I'm calling him a striker. I feel like fantasy, saying Salah's a midfielder, it's not on. He's a striker.
No, he's not.
We're going attacker. If he's attacking player, we're going to go him as an attacker. Right. He's a winger, isn't he?
Yeah.
Midfielder, I'm going to go Queensland Lions, Sean Carlos.
Oh.
Sean Carlos. Hopefully he's playing. I know.
Will he be starting?
I hope so.
You reckon?
Yeah. Well, he better be now.
When he comes off the bench, though, he is dangerous. The last 20 minutes.
Fittest man alive.
Yeah.
Had a couple of stories about him in Cairns, but it's not family friendly, so I'm going to leave those out.
Nah, it shouldn't be delivered to on the pod.
No.
Nah, poor Carlos.
We'll get him on to tell his side.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Carlos, played with him at Strikers, great lad, good footballer, absolute fitness machine.
Yeah, good in the air.
Works
hard.
Athletic, I reckon he can get it done, making a few late runs in the box.
Definitely.
Yeah. Defender, I'm going to go with the rapper, model, Zahi from you. Yeah, multi-talented Zahi, left back at Gold Coast United versus Brisbane Royal Youth.
Playing a higher role this year. He's playing.
Yeah, he's a bit of a wing back, isn't he? So I think I'm going to snag an assist from him, even though he's a defender, which I'm happy about.
No, yeah, he might snag. If he gives the ball to me, he might get an assist and that.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, well, no, probably not. Yeah, so I'll go Zahi. I think he'll be good and he'll get me the goods.
Yeah.
If we go goalkeeper, I'm going to go Matty Lugo at Olympic.
Yeah.
Matty Lugo at Olympic. I think Wolves haven't been playing the best football, so I think Lugo's got a chance of a clean sheet, even though you've got Francis. They dusted you 3-0, and they kept a clean sheet then.
Olympic?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we couldn't score.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe it wasn't all your fault.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
So I reckon Lugo, that's my 4 picks.
That's good picks.
Yeah.
So solid, yeah. We'll chuck a little post up this week on social Facebook page.
Yeah.
And put your comments in there and select your 4 picks, and we'll keep the ladder and hopefully you beat us. But you won't.
So hopefully there's no games cancelled. If they're cancelled, obviously, and some games go ahead, we'll just do it with the games that go ahead. If you've already picked for last week, we'll put a post up for you to put your new picks in for this week. But if you don't put anything in, we'll just take your picks from last week and roll them over.
Yeah. No, good idea, Jake.
Good. So, mentioning Zahi, who's in my team.
Yeah.
He is, from what you've told me, part-time model, part-time rapper.
Part-time chess player.
Yeah. And a part-time left-back.
And a part-time forklift driver at Half Mile.
Oh, right, nice.
He does everything, that boy.
He's multi-talented.
There's a lot of hidden talents you sort of come across in football, don't you?
There is.
I become friends with Zahi, and when I was talking to him, he was telling me about chess, and like at the end of the day, who plays chess, bro? Or like who admits they play chess?
Yeah, not many people if they want friends.
Nah,
not many.
But I like chess, but he plays it quite passionately. And then I checked out his Instagram one day and see him rapping into a camera. So he is a very talented rapper.
Yeah.
As well as, a really good-looking model.
It's a good mix to have, isn't it?
Pretty much got it all.
Model.
Yeah, and he's just dropped his new album as well.
He has.
Yeah, he's got a little feature song on there called Pretend. Do you want to check it out?
Yeah, I think we can. So let's just parlay this in. We're going to have a NPL talent show.
Great idea.
So we've got...
That's a great idea.
So I have some people in mind. Obviously myself, but we're going to... That's 1,000 views. That's when we get to see me.
Yeah.
I think Jesse Rigby.
He's a talented.
He's very talented. So he's a full-time drinker, full-time carpenter and builder. Also a part-time TikToker. I don't know if you've noticed.
I have seen 1 or 2 TikToks he has created.
So I think we do a little head-to-head. So we do Zahi versus Rigby to launch our Be on the Couch NPL Talent Show.
That is a great idea. And we'll just show you both videos.
Yeah.
Put in the comments your votes and who you reckon's better. We'll do a little poll.
Yeah.
One of those little...
little poll.
Bro, great idea.
So let's do that. So every week, not every week, because there's not that many talented people, but we'll try to have a few little 1v1s, head-to-head talents. That
is a great idea. Let's get into it then, eh? Yeah, so he's just dropped this new single with his mate, Eli Hughes. I've heard Zahi rap before, I've never heard him collab with someone else, but I listened to it the other day, and to be honest, I haven't stopped listening to it, so I actually think he could be a favourite to win the whole competition.
He could.
And his advantage, it is an album on Apple Music, and it is one on Spotify, so he has got a little bit of an advantage to Jesse Rigby's TikTok.
Yeah.
But I think
it's a different skill, isn't it? So you could say this is an exclusive for Be on the Couch.
This is an exclusive for Be on the Couch, yeah.
This is an exclusive. We're happy. We want to shine a light on Queensland football and the characters in Queensland football. Yeah. And also some of the talent. So let's give it a crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, thinking ahead for them nights at the prom, and you wondering how you be stuck in the bay. Dreaming again for that city, don't sleep, but it ain't New York on my mind in the state.
Okay.
And the ones that be flexing ain't getting paid. One short love, but it's actually shade. No, I don't think I just drink and I break, can't sit around and wait like I hope that it change. And the girl that I'm with, actually pissed, car jump and a whip, and it's Husky and Dave. Weekend ends and I try to escape. I be texting a girl, gonna fly to LA, and it's harder than that when the longer I'm at. Whatever the cost be charged to the game. Friday comes and it's back to the rave. My bro selling sniff at the back of the stage. Don't give it up, just cover up your face. You came on back, but all meant just to play. You're young again, you're young again. We are still stuck here fucking playing pretend. Don't give it up despite all your
mistakes. Good. Yeah, that's unreal. Yeah, that is a good song. I think they done a good job on that one, and yeah, I think full marks really. The tune in beat is awesome as well, even if you're not into raps and understand what he's saying most of the time. Because it's taken me about 300 listens to really understand the words.
Yeah, you're not good at English, are you?
Well, neither is he. but just so I can try and take the mick at training, sing some songs to him.
Yeah.
But I can only learn his mate part. I can't really learn his at the moment, so I'm still learning, but I think really, 9 out of 10, that's going to be hard to beat. Jesse's got...
No, that's great. I think if any listeners, if you have a talent, feel free to send it in.
Absolutely.
We're happy to showcase anyone. Even if you want to stitch a mate up with a video that you have from them, feel free to send it in and we'll play it.
But it has to be some rock.
No, it has to be a talent.
And it has to be an M-rated video.
Yeah, it has to be M-rated, obviously. It's got to be... We just want to hear the talents. We want to see what everyone in Queensland football has to offer.
Yeah, and see if you can be on the book couches, top charts.
Talent show winner.
All
right, let's get into Rigby.
Rigby's a good one. He is. I think this is more of a dancing scene.
It is. I've seen him. We did our initiation songs for Peninsula Power when I was playing there. He did Michael Jackson and killed it.
Killed the dance moves?
Yeah, but he mimed. It was like Britney Spears. He mimed. But his dance moves were unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. So let's have a look. Wow, he's actually pretty good. He's got some moves. God, he's
that
good.
boy is talented, isn't he?
He is.
That's going to be... Well, Zahi's was really good, but that is something else.
It is something else. I think it's a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for the moves. I just think it didn't go long enough. I need more.
You need to see more.
I need more.
Yeah. It leaves you wanting more, doesn't it? That sort of video.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I guess that's what TikTok's about, though, isn't it?
It is. I want to see more from him. I hope he re-uploads and gets some more videos out there, because I think the people want to see it.
I definitely want to see it. Yeah, we want to see more of Rigby and more of his talent like that. Yeah. He's got a great future ahead of him if he continues doing it.
He really does. Because on the field it's not working out, but that could be it for him. That could be the one. I reckon. What do you think?
I totally agree, yeah.
Can't wait to see more.
But when he bangs the hammer out of his foot at the end and catches it in the motion, that is awesome, bro. I'm so happy for him, and it's a proud moment for him. I think he got 9,000 views on TikTok.
Wow.
So that's quite a lot of views.
That's good. That's unreal. That's more than we've got.
We'll
get more eventually, but not at the moment.
No, not yet. But no, hopefully, Rigby can continue going. I'm going to give Rigby a 7 as well.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I agree. I don't think that was long enough.
Doing the best we can with what he's got.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I think, he can obviously post and send in his submission if he wants to get a better rating, but we just need to see more from him.
Yeah, and no miming as well, because like you said, like Britney Spears mimes, but if he takes that hat off, he might start looking like that.
Dude, the hat's got to stay on. The hat's got to stay on. But well done to our participants. Zahi is moving through the next round.
Yeah, well done to Zah.
Fantastic submissions from the boys. We're looking to see more talents from the boys in Queensland football, so if you have anything, you know anyone with a talent, we have a few hidden up our sleeves for next week, and we can't wait to show you what the people have in store.
Can't fight it, don't hide it, just ignite it.
Did you see that disgusting challenge this morning?
I did. I'm going to get it up for the people to see if they've missed it.
You got a video of it as well?
Oh, mate, we're ready. We're ready on this podcast. It's serious business.
Are you prepared today?
So here we go. Tchaikovsky with an absolute leg breaker. Unacceptable. He escaped with a measly yellow card.
And the VAR looked at that as well, didn't they?
They did.
They looked at that.
They did.
He's literally followed through with that challenge to try and hurt the guy.
I'll see if I can stop it. There we go.
Look at that.
Halfway up his shin. Tchaikovsky winds me up. This is one of my icks. We'll get back into the football icks.
I don't really want to get you going
He's one of those footballers that he does dirty stuff, and then in the post game he acts like a gentleman, and he's like, "Yeah, I've apologised to him. Look, it's football. I didn't mean it. There was no intent." But if you play football, he's done it on purpose, and he's tried to hurt him.
Clearly gone. He was there a second before the other player was even there. Yeah. He's committed, and he's gone over the top, hasn't he?
Well, no one ever if you're trying to clear a football, you don't do a 2-footed tackle as you clear it. He's massive, and it's Alexis McAllister. He's not trying to protect himself. All he's doing is trying to do Alexis McAllister. He's trying to hurt him.
Yeah, he does go. Yeah, it's a bit too full on. It should have been a red card. Surely the people in the VAR have played football at some sort of level to know
I don't think they have.
They might not have.
They look like dweebs, don't they, the referees? I don't think they've actually played. But one thing that winds me up is I don't think Tchaikovsky would have done it if it was Kanate, a big lad running at him. He's seen McAllister and he's just gone, "I'm going to eat you."
Yeah, he's easy. He's not going to get up and kill him, is he?
He's absolutely done him. It's not good.
It was a terrible challenge, and they still come away with a win at Liverpool, so it was good to come away with a 1-0 win there, but that's terrible. Little rivalry, though.
Nah, you're right. It's a big rivalry, and obviously, in those games, tempers do flare. A few tackles get out of hand, but you still don't want to see anyone get hurt at the end of the day.
No,
get injured, get out for a bit. You know what I mean?
It's a bit of a dog thing to do, isn't it? But I guess, depends if these boys get paid when they're injured or not.
I think they do. So actually, who cares?
When we get injured and stuff, we have to miss out on work, don't we? And then we don't get paid on football, so you miss out on quite a lot. So when you're playing semi-pro, it's a lot harder, isn't it? I guess.
For sure.
Getting injured like that.
Especially when you got to go to training. I remember I was at Penn Power and I had injuries back to back. I was out for 12 weeks back to back, and I still had to drive to Redcliffe to do the fitness, and obviously you're not getting paid because you're not playing.
You still win?
Depressing. Yeah, I did. Yeah, just to be. I don't know, because I wouldn't have done my rehab at home. You know me.
Yeah.
If I was at home, I wouldn't have done it.
And it's good to show your face as well, for even the team spirit and for the boys around you to show your face.
It is good to get involved.
But training can be good. Sometimes, I don't know if you ever played for a team, but back in the day at Brisbane Strikers, we played at training. I don't know if you was there at the time.
Yeah.
And it was my first sort of break into the senior team, and two of the players had a fight at training. Yeah, I don't know if you know. I'm not going to mention that, but they had a bit of a punch up at training and stuff. And then I was wondering, at Power, wasn't you when a fight happened once?
Well, it was, yeah. It's a famous story in the, folklore of NPL Queensland. It was the aforementioned best dancer in the league, Jesse Rigby, with the friend of the podcast, Andy Pengelly.
Yeah.
It was probably the funniest altercation I've ever seen on a football field. It was hilarious. So, Jesse Rigby loves to get under people's skin, and he always takes a piss, but he has a good time. He's a good lad. So, we know Pengas, so we'll just get into it. So, someone's had a shot, and I think it might have been even Pengas that had the shot. It's ricocheted off someone's knee, and it's hit Pengas straight on the beak, like straight in the face. He's gone head loss, right? And Rigby goes, good header, or a good shot, or something along those lines to Pengas, and Pengas went, like, you know when you've got hit in the nose and you're speaking through tears, and it's like, shut up! And he's like, saying, oh, look, he goes off at Jesse, saying, shut the fuck up, blah, blah, blah. And Jesse goes, oh, get over it, princess, or something like that, right? Stirs him up. And Pengas goes, shut the fuck up. You're supposed to be my mate. I could have been concussed. And Jesse's just eating it for breakfast and gone at him further. So Jesse's giving it to him. And everyone's just waiting for this to boil over. So Pengas is going off, like, real upset. He's going off at Rigby. Next time, like, this is 20, 30 seconds later, I think the keeper rolled the ball out to Pengs. So he's gone to get the ball off the keeper in cage. As he's turned, Jesse Rigby is at full sprint and just absolutely flattens him. Absolutely flattens him. So then Pengas and him just like hit each other, go face to face and have a little wrestle. I think Rigby gets him in a headlock. Yeah, Pengas didn't take it too well. So they've had a little scuffle and Pengas goes, fuck this, oh, this is bullshit, I'm leaving, right? So bear in mind we're at Redcliffe. And you know the long bridge from Brisbane to Redcliffe? So Penga's got a lift to training.
Yeah.
He tried walking home. And he lived about an hour's drive away. So Pengas has lost his head. He's set off walking home, and everyone finished training. We went into the change room, and everyone's like, where's Pengelly? And everyone's like, no, someone's like, I don't know, he's gone. So, long story short, Pengas just set off walking. He was walking for like 20 minutes. He got picked up on the bridge on the way back to Brisbane from, I think, Luke Plummer. Luke Plummer picked him up, so brilliant story. Pengas obviously, you know, got a bit upset. Rigby antagonised him a bit, but it was hilarious. Good to be there.
Yeah. I played at Rigby back at Western Pride, and Graham Harvey was the manager back in the day.
Yeah.
And Rigby used to, we used to try and get under Rigby's skin. Even though he tries to get under everyone else's, I try to get under his. And we were playing the under 23s, and the under 23s were sort of rinsing him a little bit. And anyway, after a little while, Graham Harvey was shouting stuff like, oh, well done to the young lads, you know, really trying to get under Rigby. Yeah. And the next tackle, Rigby actually went through and smashed the young kid, and then looked at Harvey and then said, you know, that's what I'm about.
I'm not surprised.
No, mate. Rigby's a unit, dude.
He is. He is absolute machine.
Yeah.
Absolute machine. He's probably one of the only players, him and Hayden McHenry, that are better after a night out on the Friday on Saturday. I've never seen anyone run as much. They would run about 15 Ks a game after a night out, and it was so impressive. It was inspiring, really.
Animals, mate, animals. Pengelly's obviously too good to fight, like too good looking to be in a fight. Like he's got too much nice teeth.
Yeah, 100%. He's had his teeth done as well. So
yeah. Do you reckon he could take Rigby?
Not a chance on planet Earth he could take Rigby.
No?
I reckon, you know the scenarios where you're like 100 chickens versus someone else? Like if it was, I reckon 6 Pengas, Rigby would take 6 Pengas.
Yeah,
yeah, 100%. 100%.
Ah, there you go. Rigby, number 1 strong man in the NPL.
It's got to be up there.
Definitely up there?
It's got to be up there, yeah.
Up there with McGowan.
Yeah. He'd be like Gimli just throwing around his hammer. He'd be fine. He'd be fine. He'd win. He'd beat anyone, I reckon. I'd back him. I'd back him big time.
Yeah.
Back him big time. Another player we were talking about Premier League before, Marcus Rashford has had a big resurgence. What do you think?
Yeah, oh mate, he needed to get away from United and it's done him well. Going to a new team, not as much pressure is there though at Aston Villa than
No,
United.
definitely not.
Like with the media and stuff like that.
Yeah, it must be nice, be refreshing to go away and not have to worry about getting abused. Like at United, you have a half decent game and they'd be slagging him off all the time, and you get all the clips of everything wrong you've done posted online.
Yeah.
Where at Villa, they're probably not bothering. They're probably just looking at what he did well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no team's media is as big as sort of Man United's or as scrutinised, is it? Scrutinised?
Yeah, scrutinised. Good big word. Nice.
Yeah, it's a big word there.
Spell it. I'll do that to you. No, 100%. I think like a lot of players leave United. If we look at like McTominay, who's gone to Napoli in Italy, and he's like a fan favourite. He's loved. He's playing every game, having like time of his life. Compared to him at United, where he just gets slated for everything he couldn't do. They don't look at what you're good at. They look at what you're bad at. You know what I mean? And they're just brutal. They're brutal. It's not a club that anyone big, like they haven't made a big signing in years that wants to play for him. Ronaldo went back there, and obviously Ten Hag wasn't too keen on him and messed him around. But you look at all the signings they've made. They've got Rasmus Højlund for like 70 mil, and he's rubbish.
They sign all these players for this big figure, but I never heard of these players in my life, and they're not even like, that sort of figure is for players that prove it week in, week out at the 100%. Top divisions, not for some young 17-year-old kid that's maybe the next big thing. Like,
yeah, I looked at Højlund's stats. He had 9 goals in 30 games or 34 games in the Serie A before he went, and like 9 goals isn't going to translate into the Premier League to score 20, 30.
No.
Same with Xerxes, he was the same. He was like a decent player, but not to the standards that United want to be. They want to be on the level of like Madrid and all those big clubs, but they're signing players that really, like, over the past 10 years would never get in the side.
Never get in the side. No,
never
you're totally right.
And none of those players, Liverpool would never sign those players. City would never take those players.
No.
It's pretty interesting. I don't know what's gone wrong.
The recruitment's bad in that team, isn't it?
I don't think anyone wants to go there, though. It's become so unattractive to play there. Like, even Mason Mount was killing it at Chelsea, won the Champions League final, went to United, and it's just, who is he? Like, where is he? He was playing in every England team.
Yeah.
Now he's not been in any squads.
To be honest, I totally forgot about Mason Mount until you just mentioned him.
Yeah.
He was a big figure, wasn't he, coming through the ranks for England? And then totally downhill. He's
had a few injuries and stuff, but still, like, he's not on any radar of any big things. And, like, having Christian Eriksen, who was playing, lower teams.
Yeah.
And they signed him, and he's been starting for like 2 years. Like, they're not going well.
No, he was a decent player for Tottenham when he played for Tottenham, but
he was, but he's a bit past it now.
Nah, bro, I wouldn't be thinking he's a Man United centre midfielder, would you?
Not if we're going off history. Not all the superstars they've had, and now.
No, go back to Tottenham.
Yeah.
Go back under Ange.
Ange, yeah.
Yeah, he could do with him there, Ange, couldn't he?
Yeah, he's getting a lot of scrutiny, isn't he? He's not having a nice time. I think every time I look at football in the news, Ange, I don't know if it's because we're in Australia, it's a bit biased towards Australian people, but every time you look in the news, there's an article about Ange or an Ange interview where they're just like, do you think you're going to get sacked soon?
He's always defending something, isn't he?
Yeah, they're like, what are you going to say about your style of play? The fans want to sack you, and he's always having to defend himself and his team and everything.
Yeah, I can't see the fans wanting to sack him.
Yeah, I think they're just probably unhappy with the position. Like, Tottenham haven't won anything in like 20-something years.
No, they're not going to win anything for the next 20 years, so be realistic. But to get up and watch his style of football, and like it's quite entertaining. It's good to watch. It's end to end.
No,
I think it's good. Like watching Ange play and watching Tottenham play.
Yeah.
The way even though I want him to lose every week, I enjoy watching Ange play. He's a good manager. He brings like a very good style in, very structured.
It's good to watch. Like the amount of goals they score. I think the second highest goals scored in the league, but like also one of the highest goals conceded.
Yeah.
It's entertaining football, and that's what he kind of says. Like he's like, I want people to want to watch it.
Yeah.
I think he said it. I think it's his granddad or his dad that used to say he loved attacking football, and all he wants to do is put on a game that his dad would like.
Yeah.
It's kind of just heaps of goals, heaps of attacking, and obviously it might not always work out, but it's good to watch.
Yeah, better to watch. Better to watch than boring Man City's play, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Ange, when I was back at this is a long time ago, 2010, when I was at Raw Youth, we used to do training sessions with the first team.
Yeah.
This is when Ange first came in, and he was super strict. He had his systems. So when he came in, he was like the Undertaker. When he walked in, it was like ominous, and he made everyone. You had to call him boss or gaffer, and he like distances himself from the players a bit. So I was terrified of it. And we got called up one day to just train with the first team. So you're like basically a glorified mannequin.
Yeah.
You're just standing there while they do drills around you. And we ended up doing a shooting drill. And they used to play me on the wing, which is ridiculous because I'm slow as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know why I put that there.
Stupid. So they played me on the wing, right? So we did this session. It's in a shooting session. And he used to love... So the wingers would have to tuck in.
Yeah.
The fullback would get high and the midfield would rotate. So basically what we were doing is wingers was cutting in, driving towards goal and having a shot. And I was terrified. Like I used to be so nervous because he would just have no expression. And you'd be like, oh my God, he hates me. So we had this, I get the ball, it's my turn, I take a touch and all I can hear is him saying, cut in, shoot. So I'm shooting my pants. I've taken a shot left foot. It's come off the side of my foot and gone out for a throw-in. And immediately I want to die. Like I want to sink into the ground. And I look at Ange and he just looks at me, disgusted, and just turns away, didn't say a word. And that's when I knew I was done. And I think a few weeks later I was released. So maybe it was that shot, but who knows?
Maybe, yeah, well, maybe he's not that good if he's playing on the wing now, Jake.
Yeah, absolutely outrageous, eh?
Terrible decision.
A lot of people have seen me run and no one's been impressed.
No, especially not a winger.
No, I think a lot of players, when I was there, this might be different now, if you were a decent player and you played midfield, all the first teamers who came down played midfield.
Yeah.
So there was never any game time. So I used to, like, all the midfielders would either play, like, right back or wing.
Get pushed out the way,
you get pushed out for the first team who's dropping down. I remember Henrique used to play all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I used to play on the wing, which was just not good. Not good for me.
No, it's not your sort of... You need to be in the middle, don't you? You're receiving the ball, getting the ball in tight areas, not being out in a space to run into. It's not really...
and I'd never played wing before in my life. Like, this was the first time ever. I'd always been a number 9. I'd always been up front, or like played in a 2, and then midfielder. But I'd never played on the wing, and it was the first time, and the coaching there was suspect, to say the least, in the youth team.
In the Brisbane Royal youth team?
Oh, it was horrific. It's pretty funny. I won't mention names, but basically there was a club restructure, and we got a coach, and it was just because they didn't want to sack him, because I don't think they had the money, so they were just like, you can go coach the youth team, and he had no idea, and he kind of couldn't, he couldn't remember, like he was getting older. He was a nice guy, but he couldn't remember anything. So he'd go to you.
What did you say?
He was getting older, but he couldn't. Yeah, that was a good one. But he'd go, Jake, like, well done, this is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
And an hour later, he'd come and he'd tell you the same thing. You're like, yeah, I know, I just spoke to you. And he'd be like, oh, really? Like, he genuinely didn't have a clue.
Nah, maybe he just thought you couldn't handle his information.
Yeah. There was actually another time. Do you remember Rado Vidicic?
No.
Rado Vidicic was the old Brisbane Royal youth coach, and his son is the coach of Brighton's women's team. And I think he worked under Ange as his assistant, and then he went overseas, and he's actually had an unreal career coaching. Yeah. I remember one time I was like 16, 17. He barely said a word to me, right? He was the coach, and he comes into training. We're getting ready in the sheds to go out to train, in front of everyone. Bear in mind, he's not said a word to me privately. He goes, you are the worst defender in this club. In this entire club, you are the worst defender. And I'm sitting there like almost crying, just being like, okay. Like, no context. He'd never said anything about defending before. Never said anything after. The whole team is just getting ready for training, and he just goes, you are the worst defender at this entire club. And that was it. He just walked off.
But you are a luxury player. I know it's hard to hear. But
he's the coach. He could have said to me, this is how you fix it. But he just rinsed me in front of everyone and just walked off.
Is not nice.
He just dropped the mic, walked off, and that was it. Never heard from him again. Yeah, imagine that.
That is not nice, is it? But you are a luxury player. Like teams need to get you the ball, don't they? They can't.
Yeah, I'm not defending.
You're not going to work hard to win the ball, are you? Like, you don't do that bit extra for the team, or you don't give. You don't. Why are you laughing?
No, it's true. I'm enjoying it.
You know, like you need the ball to be played within a yard of you either side. Otherwise, you're just not going to get it.
Yeah.
But like when you have the ball,
magic.
Like, you know, because your legs are so big, you can just sort of roll people quite easily.
Yeah.
But like as I said before, obviously you're not going to work hard for the team.
Well, I disagree respectfully. Respectfully, I understand what you're saying, and I take it on board, but I do disagree. But yeah, there are some times. I don't know if you've got any stories about this, where coaches have just abused you for no reason. Because this is quite funny. It does happen in all sports, but I think in football sometimes we can cop a spray out of nowhere. Have you got any experience with that?
I've had a few. There's been loads of experiences. There. Some that I probably shouldn't share, but there was one. There was one when I went to Melbourne. That was a bad one in Melbourne when I went down there, and I went and played for the team. NPL team. It was a good club. I felt it was a good club at the time. Good training at the time. Went in. I weren't playing at the first 6-7 weeks, so I was pretty awful there, like not getting training. And then I finally got my opportunity to play. Right? I mean, you know when you should be starting for a team, so you're like, I'm better than the players playing. I should be starting, but I'm not starting, so maybe I should leave. Yeah. A bit like when you first joined the Brisbane Strikers.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
You know what I mean? And Kevin put me on the team instead of you.
Yeah, but then I won Player of the Year, so let's keep going.
Just remember that listening. That was funny as. You're starting over Jake, crazy. Anyway, I don't know what Kev was thinking.
Nah,
clueless.
Right.
Clueless. He went on to do good things, Kev.
He did.
That time, what was he thinking? I guess because, back to my moral of the story, you don't work hard for the team.
Well, that might have been it.
Let's go back to my story in Melbourne. Anyway, we had the Thursday training session. The team got lined up. The manager put us in, and I was in the starting line. I thought, brilliant, like, good opportunity.
Yeah, few injuries, obviously.
Few injuries, yeah. Few injuries for me to get a game. And the assistant coach came up to me and just said, like, you don't deserve this opportunity. You're crap. You know, I don't know why the manager's playing you. If I was the manager, I would never play you. I'm like, bro, I have not played. I have not played for 6 weeks, all right? We haven't won a game, Right, I've scored a couple of goals when I've come on in other games, so I haven't been like shit.
Yeah,
you know, I've been okay,
you're doing alright,
and like, I just know that I'm gonna be better than. I just know that I'm better than some of the players, and
you just want a chance.
Yeah, I just want a chance to do it, and then to get told that I was a knockback, and then the other one was when I was a bit younger, and the geezer, the coach at the time, called him geezer, bloke at the time, made me line up, and then made everyone else line up like 20 minutes behind me. And they got us to race, like do doggies.
Yeah.
And then he said, if you lose to Fraser, you got to do it again because it's not good enough.
To be fair, you are little though. Your little legs. He's probably thinking. This kid's got little legs. If he can beat you in a run, you're not trying hard enough.
No, you're not. No, it's still. But it's humiliating. Trying to humiliate someone, you know. I didn't want to play with a team.
Coaches do that though, don't they? They try to put one on you and they try to humiliate you for no reason sometimes. They're weird. So it's weird, isn't it?
It is weird. I guess they're just having a bad day. Everyone has bad days, and
yeah, they do.
They come across and they say some stuff. They probably regret it after.
100%. You'd hope they regret it. But these things are like all through football is like people are just mean sometimes, and they say like the worst things to players, and it can kind of make or break you.
You can. What someone says can make a big difference on how you feel about yourself. I guess when you're younger and that, it makes an even bigger difference because you care about it. You think it's the world if you don't get selected for a team.
Yeah, 100%.
You think it's the end of the world and stuff like that, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It can definitely make or break you. I got another one. I just remembered. Just came to me. We were at so Tim Brown. He's like a legendary coach in Queensland football, and he's a legend. He was from Rochdale, and he was our coach at Olympic.
Yeah.
I remember we were playing Brisbane City away one time, and it's half time and we're 2-0 down, and he comes in, and I'd had a real good season up to that point, and I wasn't having the best game. But he goes, we're up there at half time, and he goes, what do you do? He goes, you don't score, you don't assist, what are you doing? What do you do? Why are you playing? Like full, and it was like, it was intense, like, and he was full going at me for like 5 minutes, and I'm sitting there like, I swear I wasn't that bad. I swear I wasn't that bad, and it was brutal, but at the time I hated him. I was like, I need to quit. Like, screw this guy, I hate it. But eventually, like, I got over it, manned up, and realised, okay, maybe I need to be better. Got better through the year, and had probably the best season I ever had at that time.
From after hearing that.
Yeah, so I could have, been a bit soft about it and quit, like I was thinking of doing. But eventually I was like, nah, I'm actually, like, he's fair enough. Fair enough. Train better, work harder, and I ended up playing way better than I had previously and had a way better season. So it did work out for me in the end.
Yeah, sometimes it will make a difference.
It does,
doesn't it?
It is.
Can't fight it, don't hide it, just ignite it.
So I heard your brother called you the other week because they had a Australia Cup qualifier.
They do, yeah. Australia Cup game, massive game for them. We're going down to play at Brisbane Strikers. Yeah. So he plays at Pack Pines, which is a local team. To be honest, I'm not really sure what division they're in.
FQPL 3 South Coast or something like that, isn't it? Like one of the lower leagues?
One of the lower
something
leagues,
like that.
Yeah. They're not like nothing like the level we
not like a paid semi-pro, but like an amateur.
Amateur, yeah, they pay to play sort of thing, I think. Yeah. So he plays for that, and they're also Brisbane Strikers, so what a great facility to go and play at Strikers,
he's probably excited about that.
Mate, buzzing. So he phoned me up and he's like, mate, obviously we're playing Brisbane Strikers today. You've played against a few of their players. Can you give me a few tips on how we can potentially shut them down and win this game? And
the magic of the cup, he's seeing a highlight.
He's seeing a highlight in the cup. And I've played with a lot of these players, and I might have said, they're not that good, or you can get them here, you can beat them here, but I've had a good team around me when I've gone with that, when I've told him these sort of things, you know?
Yeah.
And he's phoning up and he said, they've got obviously Scotty Colson, they've got Sam Cronin.
Sam Cronin, good mate of mine.
Yeah.
I reckon he's got Pengus for best looking.
Oh, he could have Pengus for best looking.
It's impressive.
He could have Pengus for best looking.
It's good to be around.
Yeah. But Sammy Cronin, they got Matt Furtel up front.
Yeah,
Connor Booth.
Team.
So they have like a really good team, senior, like experienced team.
Yeah.
They're not going to lose to Pack Pines.
Especially with Kev coaching now. Unreal team, unreal setup. They have them organised well. They're not going to lose.
Nah, and then when you verse a lower league team, it doesn't matter how much they're up for it, there's always one weak player in that team.
100%.
And if the manager is half decent and Kev's good, he can
exploit it.
He can exploit that position easily, and they're going to go on and win. So it's funny, they asked me for tactics, how's it going to go, and I just said, mate, just stop Scotty Coulson with his left foot. I said, like, best of luck to you, you know, like, it's going to be a tough one.
Give him a few tips, try to help him out.
Try to help him out. Anyway, he's like, yeah, we're going to get him early, we'll be able to put pressure on him high and maybe nick an early goal. I think 4 minutes in, they conceded. Oh, mate, 4 minutes in, and they ended up getting battered like 9-0.
At least they were optimistic, though.
At the start, it's brilliant. And he phoned me like, I reckon they were warming up. Right? I was coaching at the time, and he phoned me, and they were like getting prepared for the game, and he's phoning me up, asking me for tips, literally before the team's walking out, talking about their danger players, letting me know Sammy Cronin's out injured, so they've got a really good chance. And I'm like, he's not injured, bro. They just rested him. They don't need him in the game.
Yeah, you're not worth it.
But very ambitious. But those sort of games, you know, like it can go any way. But at that level, that big of a jump, and the manager's good. Strikers are there to win. They're going to qualify. Yeah. They're there to qualify this year.
Yeah, that's what's good about the cup. Everyone has a chance. You know, no matter what league you're in, you have a chance to try and versus these bigger teams because they probably think, you know, we've got a chance, but it doesn't always work out that way.
When you go and verse them, you soon realise that it's a bit of a different level.
Yeah, it's a big difference, 100% from those leagues to the semi-pro level, training more times a week, and the intensity's a lot higher.
The intensy's a lot higher, mate. Yeah. The pace of the game, the reaction time, like, you know, you can get a touch and ping the ball out wide, but when there's pressure on you and that, you don't want the ball. It's nervous, no confidence.
And it becomes hard. 100%, it is difficult. And your brother,
is funny.
Your brother he's an unreal character. I think he definitely deserves a guest episode on the podcast one time.
He's been asking me to come on.
Yeah, I think we need to bring him on. But do you have a funny story about him? Yeah. I can imagine there's a few.
Of Reese?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, you know, Reese is a character, is plenty. The best one I have of my brother, and best way to describe it, was when we was a kid and we went on holiday with my parents. So my parents loved going like caravanning. I don't know if it's a way to tell us that we're poor.
Yeah, I have the same, mate. I have the same. Yeah.
But in England, it was always caravan sites. When they go to France, stay in a caravan place and play football. That's all we did all the time. Anyway, they turned up to one caravan site and the electricity wasn't working, so we had no fridge, no power. And my parents are English. They love a cup of tea, and we drink tea. Like probably 16, 17 cups of tea a day. That's how much tea we drink as a family, or especially when I lived at home, it was crazy. And so we had to go and buy milk for the tea and stuff like that. And so we went and bought milk and tea bags down the shops. And me mum sent me and Reese home, and she was going to go and do some other things. And she said, Reese, like when you get home, you know, because obviously the fridge is out. Yeah. Can you put cold water in the sink and put the milk in the sink?
Yeah.
So
obviously, so you put the milk in.
Yeah, to keep it cold so it doesn't go bad or anything. Anyway, so he's got home. I remember he's pulled up the tap, let the water run from the sink. Yeah. Filled up the sink, put the plug in, and then poured the milk in the sink.
So he took the lid off?
Yeah, he took the lid off and then poured the milk in the sink.
Jesus Christ, he's unbelievable. He is unbelievable. I see where you get it from.
It's nothing like me, bro, but that's
quality.
That's one of the things that he does, and that pretty much sums him up.
It does sum him up. He's unreal, but he's got a bit of that in him, doesn't he?
Well, we'll definitely get him on because there's plenty more stories.
Oh, 100%.
We can tell that.
If we can get him out of bedroom for one night, I think we might be able to get him on. Get him out of bedroom on the Gold Coast, and then we'll get him in.
Yeah, I know. He's like a legend down at bedroom.
He is. No, it'd be good to have him on.
Yeah, but no, tough win. Tough result for him overall with the game. 9-0. Yeah, getting battered like that. I phoned him the next day, and he was a bit down about it.
It was probably just the ref, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did say the ref. He said there was a few mistakes, a couple of bad challenges coming from the Brisbane Strikers boys. So, and I think next week, maybe if there's a second leg, shame there's not. Oh, there should be 2 legs.
Could have been 10-1 second leg.
Could have been 10-1.
Away goals, extra time.
But I feel sorry for him.
Good on him. Hopefully they can come back next year.
Yeah.
Come back stronger. And hopefully you can learn not to put the milk in. And maybe just put the bottle in the cold water. Like a normal human. Good on him. Good lad. Who do you reckon the biggest player is now in the A-League? Like if you were to name one player, if I said who's the biggest player in the league, who would you pick?
You put me on the spot because
exactly.
Yeah, I know. Austin Ludwig.
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't say best looking. So, biggest. He might be the biggest, though.
Yeah.
To be fair, but...
But
that's what I mean. How bad is that? We love football, and in Australia, if I asked you who's the biggest player in the league, you couldn't name one.
No, I wouldn't be able to name every player in every team. No, but... Only the players that I know.
But even naming someone, like, who's the poster boy of the league, well, I wouldn't know.
The A-League poster boy?
Yeah, like, who's the big name?
Fornaroli. Is he still playing?
I don't know.
It's a long time ago.
Exactly. I don't know. He's like mid-30s. he's been here for a long time, but he's not that good. Like, he's not like a superstar.
No, I remember back he was a right good goal scorer.
Mm.
Back when we used to watch a little bit of it, but now, no, I wouldn't know anyway. I only ever watch games if I know someone that's playing in it.
Yeah. Yeah, who do you think like the worst signing is? Do you remember William Gallas? When he signed for Perth and he had that OG where he lefty righted in the back of the net?
No, I didn't remember
William Gallas?
I remember William Gallas centre back. When he signed to Perth?
Yeah, he signed to Perth and he did a lefty righty in the...
When did he sign for Perth?
Like 7 or 8 years ago. And he was dreadful.
Was he?
He was here for a season, he was like Mikey player. Remember, he was trying to clear it from the box and he did a lefty righty and I think their player tapped it in.
Probably just come here for an holiday, mate.
Yeah, they do. They come here for a holiday like Charlie Austin.
Yeah. He still love living... Riding his jet ski though, I think.
He did say that, yeah. He said he went to a water park and he said, yeah, I'll sign in Australia. He said, I was watching an interview, he said, they're like, what made you go to Australia? And he said, oh, I just went to a water park and I knew, yeah, I'm going.
Yeah.
Which I get, Wet n Wild's unreal.
I know. And he probably didn't realise what Brisbane's Roar was like when he was there, you know, compared to some of the other top clubs in Australia. But yeah, the culture's a lot different.
Yeah. I think if you wanted to sign for any club to be more like professional, more like overseas, probably like Melbourne City, Sydney FC and Victory. I feel like the Roar is obviously a bit on a downhill.
Yeah, any of those Sydney teams and Melbourne teams, they're sort of the ones to go to, and they're a bit of a following. People actually care. They get fans to the game, a bit of atmosphere.
Well, they've got Amy Park too. Much better to play in there.
Oh, mate, yeah. Great setup there, apart from the Seagulls, but the great setup overall.
Yeah, how good are the Seagulls, eh?
Better than some of the players.
Well, it's not hard. It's not hard, just a few, just 1 or 2 extra mannequins on the field.
Oh, you get Stephen and start slugging everyone off. That's brilliant.
We'll hopefully get some games this weekend.
Hopefully we have a few games for the fixtures and stuff, but look, I don't think it's looking likely. I'm unsure what that was like in Brisbane, but here in Gold Coast it's been miserable, wasn't it?
It has. It's been raining all the time. Obviously after the cyclone, rain the week after, and it's rained all week. Like, it's not, the fields have struggled to dry.
We're sort of lucky we had the cyclone before this stint of rains come in, because it's just ruined everything, and the water's got obviously nowhere to run to.
No, it's not been good. It's not been good. It'd be good to get some football. One thing I used to love though, you might be the same, is midweek games. So they used to let us have training off. I don't know if you still have to train, but having like the Saturday, Wednesday, or Saturday, Tuesday game, and then you don't have to train.
Having a back-to-back games. We're going to have a lot this year. We have, obviously, with the Cup coming on, you have the Cup games, but now with the League games, double payday as well. That's always good.
Oh, how good.
How good's that?
Might be able to get some new equipment and a couple of new mics.
Yeah, maybe, if we win.
New mics.
We have to win.
Yeah, you might be able to get a new jersey, because you've run out.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't run out. You said you didn't have one to wear, and then I didn't bring one because I didn't want you to feel left out, and then yet you've pulled up with...
I think it's my mum's.
Yeah, little bright orange one. That is nice. That's the women's one, isn't it? The Lionesses.
I don't know.
No, it is.
Is this?
Yeah.
It was a gift.
Yeah.
It was a gift. I think obviously, I pulled it off, so I wore it because I support women's football
as well.
Yeah. It's been good. It's been good to watch. Matilda's doing well.
They are doing well, mate.
Yeah. Good to see Sam Kerr back. She stays out of taxis.
Sam Kerr?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I've gone off Sam Kerr since the incident.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Not a good look.
Nah, she's come across as a bit arrogant, isn't it?
It was arrogant, yeah. It was
Not
arrogant,
nice.
But we all do things sometimes that we regret.
Of course we do. Yeah, we'll make many mistakes, haven't we?
We do. And I think obviously she's an unreal footballer. She's a big figure in Australia, especially for women's football, helping the kids. You've got a young daughter.
Definitely. And I coach a young girls team as well, and some of them turn up with Sam Kerr on her back, you know what I mean? So she's inspired loads. She's an athlete, she's a runner, I've got a young girl and I think she's like Sam Kerr. I coach her, she's a little electric girl, runs only 9 years old, so...
Yeah.
But, no, very, very good that she's a good role model.
Yeah, for sure. When we were talking before about superstars...
Carry on.
We were talking before about superstars in the men's game in Australia.
Yeah.
There aren't any. She's the biggest superstar in Australian football.
In Australian football?
Like, if you
she is.
Her, yeah. If you will, who's in the men's team? Who's the biggest star in the men's team? Like...
Bernard Tomic.
He's a tennis player, Bernard Tomic.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about Tommy Rodgers, who's retired like 2 years ago.
No, I'm talking about Bernard Tomic, the tennis player.
Yeah, tennis player. Yeah, he's an icon. But
I used to play football with him.
Did you?
Yeah, I used to play down at Runaway Bay, down at a gym session. It used to be a Wednesday night, so my friends used to go. So he's come along, Fraser. So when I didn't have training, he used to go down there and play, and his dad used to play.
Yeah,
and
right.
They were very aggressive players.
Well, I think his dad abused him, didn't he?
Yeah. Anyway, but we used to, like, if we kicked him or we tackled him, his dad used to pick the ball up and say, "I'm not playing anymore. We're not playing. Don't kick my son," and like threaten us.
Jeez.
So when I heard that story a few years after about him being aggressive towards his son and stuff,
made sense.
That made total sense, mate. I thought, like, yeah, you're a knob anyway, bro.
Yeah.
So it did make sense, but yeah, no, there's no real big figure here in Australian football.
Not anymore.
Since Timmy Cahill's left.
Yeah, since Cahill's gone. We had the
Aaron Moy was probably the next big thing. Well, best footballer, wasn't he?
At Brighton for a while, yeah. There's not really anyone at the moment. It's interesting, but Sam Kerr is the biggest.
Yeah.
Male or female.
I did a delivery to Aaron Moy when I did delivery driving.
Did you?
Yeah, he lives in, I won't say his name, in New South Wales somewhere. This place. Lives in New South Wales somewhere. Yeah, I did a little. But I saw Moy on the box, and I pulled up to his house. I'm like, well, I'm looking obviously for a professional football player, a Premier League player's house. But it's quite nice actually. But I saw a little football goal, so I knew it was him. And then the next week, I did another delivery, and I saw him. He didn't want to sign for United.
Nah, Gold Coast United wouldn't sign.
Nah, he said he's got a bad back, but he was. he was one that went over to England, Huddersfield, didn't he?
Yeah,
played over there. He
unreal.
And he went to Premier League. He was probably one of the better ones in the Premier League, but their team wasn't good enough. And then he went to China or something like that.
Yeah,
got a big deal.
He was at Brighton. He went from Huddersfield to Brighton and then China.
Yeah, and then
got to cash in at the end of the day.
Yeah, and then I see him a few years later. Yeah, so I asked him the other day, well, where'd you go? He said, "I'm here now, buddy."
Yeah, now you should get him down in Ballina at the Seahorses.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That was a tough team to get into, the Ballina Seahorses.
Yeah, true. He might struggle. He could be player coach, maybe.
Yeah, the Ballina Seahorses. They're the few of the boys have been commenting on the post here. The feature, they want a feature on the show.
Do they?
Yeah, they had some good talent. Tell about their experiences.
Maybe you could bring him on. Show what it's really like at the grassroots level.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Maybe that's for episode 4.
I reckon I definitely will bring him on in the future. But and then one of the lads actually cuts his socks. Nick Keys, and yeah, I felt.
Does he pay for him himself? Yeah, it upsets me. Does he pay for it?
He commented and said that it was pins and needles. That's the reason why he cuts his socks.
Okay, well, I want to see a photo of his calves to see how big they are before I make a comment.
Righto. So Nick, can you post a photo of your calves in the comments?
Yeah.
And Jake will compare and see if
I'll
it
be the
is
judge
worthy.
if it's acceptable or not.
If it's acceptable, I doubt it's going to be.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I doubt it's going to be.
It can't be.
But no, Ballina was fun, bro, when I played for that local team.
Yeah.
Same before, you played for Pack Pines versus Strikers and the David versus Goliath sort of fixture. When I played for Ballina, I didn't tell anyone like where I've come from before. I just sort of went down to training and went try, like just to make friends in the local area.
Yeah.
And that was a good fun experience for them. But winning every game and the boys buzzing around that.
Yeah.
It's fun for them.
Yeah, true. It actually, that's unreal. It's unreal that you did that. It reminds me of when I moved here from England. So we went down to Badwell Bulldogs. It was the closest club to us. And then they asked my dad, they're like, is he any good? Because I went to sign up for football. And the dad's like, he's alright. Like, yeah, he's decent. So they said, okay, well, we have our under-13s, Div 4. They've never won a game. They've lost, it was like 11 games in the season. They've lost all 11. Conceded like 6 goals a game. And so they were like, would he want to play for them and like help him? And my dad was like, yeah, sweet. He'll play for them. No problem. So I went, played for him. And I was at training and they were minging. So I was like, not making everyone at training, and they were all like, oh my god, who is this guy? So we ended up winning every game for the rest of the season. And I think we won like one game, like it was like 12-0, and I scored 12. But then after a while, my dad was like, you can't keep doing that. So I kept just trying to dribble. I'd dribble past everyone, and I just wait at the goal for someone else to run up and tap it in. So we ended up making it, and I think we won the grand final that year.
No,
it is good. It's good to be at that level. It's quite fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
I had a good time. I had a good experience. And even the bus trips going to the games and all the boys having beers on the way up and that. It was fun to not have that professionalism from where I was, all the other NPL teams where you sort of have to, the whole day you're sort of preparing, aren't you, for the game.
Yeah, taking it more serious.
Yeah, taking it more serious. You don't want to even go out shopping or go and do anything during the day because you need to be prepared for the game. Where at Ballina, we'll go to the pub before, meet up, have a beer, and all go to the game together.
Yeah.
And we won every game, which was, a good, as you said, a good feeling. And the only game we lost was when it was Rodney's birthday. Remember when you come down and I hadn't seen my friends or you guys for a long time. We all got drunk, didn't we? We all got absolutely drunk for my son's second birthday party.
Yeah, that was good fun.
And then I had a semi-final that day.
Yeah,
that day.
You let the boys down.
I did let the boys down. I remember turning up and and like the team Byron Bay were versing. They was okay. You know, like the team in the league that was.
Yeah.
They had more good players than everyone else, so they could actually defend me if they had a few, like 4 or 5 of them on me, and they did. They man-marked me, but I was so drunk and so out of it that I just didn't even.
I'm surprised you could tie your shoelaces.
I know, that wasn't awful. Yeah. I really let them down that year, so we didn't win the.
That's fine.
Go on to win that. Won every league game.
Yeah, I'm surprised you could play too fair because I had whiplash from your son's bouncy castle doing WWE. Yeah. So I'm surprised you even could play, but good on you for trying.
Yeah, I didn't want to let them down, but I think I did.
No, it's fine.
I think I did. But look, that wraps it up today, I think, for Beyond the Couch. We'll be coming back to you next week with another episode. Hopefully we've got some fixtures on for the NPL Fantasy League this week.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for the post on our Facebook page just to put your picks in for the NPL Fantasy. Obviously, if the games get washed out, it is what it is. We'll move on to next week. But yeah, just put your picks in. If you've already picked and you love your team from last week, just keep it the same as it is. That's fine, and we'll update the leaderboard if the games get played.
Yeah, and then throughout the year, I think we're going to do one triple captain.
Yeah, I like that.
One triple captain week, which you can choose. Yeah,
good idea.
Give yourself a little boost in the first week if you want. I don't think I'll use mine yet.
No, I won't use mine. I'll wait for a double game week. There's going to be heaps with this rain.
There will be heaps with this rain. So make sure you're checking out the fixtures and stuff.
Yeah, stay tuned. There'll be a lot more coming. We'll do the Be on the Couch every week, and maybe a bit of bonus stuff with the Be on the Green. A few golf days, a bit of foot golf, and we're going to have some guests on soon. So stay tuned and remember to like and subscribe.
Yeah, cheers. Stay tuned.
Can't fight it, don't hide it, just ignite it. Everywhere I go, people stopping. We the whole party, yeah, we pop.